Hey guys, welcome back to Heiko Shaves. Today we're going to do the shave that I had promised you at the end of the previous video. We did an unboxing of a huge haul of Yaqi razors and brushes, and I just showed you all the products that I got. And I originally had planned to do a shave with the Yaqi Titanium Ghost, but then, you know, new camera. I'm still new to what that's supposed to look like when it's actually recording, even though there is a red light next to the lens. So I should have an early warning that I'm not recording. But anyways, so I missed an opportunity and now I'm going to make up for it. So what are we going to shave with today? I already said it, Yaqi Ghost. Here comes in this nondescript little DLC Yaqi box. Come on. Maybe the other way around. Doesn't want to come out. All right, so just wrapped in some paper, and in there is a full titanium Yaqi razor, three-piece, typical three-piece, all CNC machined. Has a little silicone washer at the bottom that serves two purposes. The handle, when you screw it on, doesn't scratch up the bottom or the base plate. And also the tension of that rubbery material will make sure the handle is tight and stays tight. I don't know how they machine this. There are absolutely no machining marks, but the lines, the transition lines are still crisp. So I don't know exactly. I mean, I am not a machinist, but I have a little bit of experience in machining from previous jobs. Not sure. Here I can see some machining marks at the cap here. There is some machining marks here along this line. I don't know if that comes out right here. Anyways, yeah, full titanium, typical three-piece design. Those alignment tabs, they line up with those slots here in the base plate. And it fits pretty well. So good alignment. And then the handle here, let me show you the handle. Nice grooves all the way around, so they help you hold onto this thing even when it gets wet or when there is lather on it. All horizontal lines, and then there is this indentation in the middle. That's a good spot for me. This seems to be the right location for where I actually place my fingers, and so this thing cannot slip out of your hands. And then when it's all put together, it's a pretty slick little package. Come on now. The silicone little washer back on there. So this is what it looks like all together. There is a DLC Yaqi on one side of the base plate. I don't know if that comes out. And then on the other side we have YT2907276. Pretty small here on that side. All right, yeah, so pretty good looking little thing, all CNC machined, of course. Titanium is a very strong material. It's not quite as strong as steel, but it's not as heavy as steel. So it is a little less strong, but much lighter than steel. Not quite as light as aluminum. Has very good material properties. It's a very tough material. And yeah, for technical applications, you know, where there is high heat, or you know, you really need a corrosion resistant material that's lightweight but strong, almost as strong as steel, then they use titanium. And here in this case, for a three-piece razor, this thing is gonna last a lifetime. I don't think you're gonna be able to snap off the threaded portion here. On some of the cast zinc alloy razors, it's a problem because they usually make the threaded part here also out of the zinc material. And then eventually, after a little bit material fatigue, this will snap off. On this titanium razor, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Remember the razor company three-piece that I showed you? Here in this case, this is 316, no, correction, not 316L stainless steel. This is 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. And they actually put a stainless steel insert in there. See that? That's stainless steel in the middle. So the threaded part is a stainless steel part, which is pressed in, glued in somehow into this aluminum. Because if you would make this stud out of aluminum, you would snap it off eventually. All right, so we're going to shave with this. I'm going to slap a Wilkinson sword blade in there. My go-to brand of blades right here. Typical arrangement, so you place the blade on the cap, line it all up, put the base plate in your little, this is a silicone washer. It's kind of difficult to put that on the stud, and then you just tighten it up. The nice thing here is that the blade tabs don't stick out, they're completely covered up. There is a little bit of a gap between the outer edge and the cutting edge of the blade, as you can see here, but really nice, very nice. What I also like, right out of the gate, they rounded off the corners, so there are no sharp edges. I like that because I'm going to be the one scraping that along my face, and whenever there is something sharp edged, I just don't enjoy it all that much. So blade is in. So now we're going to go over to the Yaqi brush that we're going to be using. I already took it out of the cardboard tube here. It comes with a microfiber little sheet that also says Yaqi brush on it. They use that to hold the knot together, the bristles together in the packaging. So I guess maybe they have had some bad experience during shipping or whatever, or packaging, that some of the bristles were bent over. So they wrap that and then shove it in with this little rag around it. And I guess you can use it for other purposes, you know, cleaning stuff, maybe polishing your titanium razor. This one here, I showed it in the unboxing, is like the underwater motif. There is a snail house in here with some green vegetation. Then the gold probably represents sand. So this is like the Nautilus. You know, they should put a little submarine down in there, or like a little fake fish. And then they also have this medallion or this coin at the bottom. Pretty nice. Not 100% centered, but a synthetic knot. Really nice. They usually don't fall apart until the brush gets really old and the epoxy they use in here falls apart, and then eventually you will get some individual bristles. But very nice and stiff. I like that, but the tops are very nice and soft. So that's the brush, the razor with the Wilkinson sword, and then we're just going to lather up here today with my good old-fashioned green Purazo. And we're getting really close to the end here. Aftershave is already waiting. I am in the process of trying to use up some of the products that I have sitting around here that I don't really use as the main shave cream. Palm olive, I have like 2 or 3 of those. This works as a pre-shave really well. Any shave cream that comes out of a tube like Crema or Palm Olive, if you just put a thin layer on as a pre-shave before you lather up, it really helps. All right, guys, so now I'm going to pause real quick, fill up all my waters here, warm water today, and then we're going to start the lather and get going.
5 minutes later.
All right, here we go. Let's get the face wet. Just a little bit. There's about 2 days of growth in my face, so lots of material that we can scrape off. Let's take some palm olive, just a little dollop here on my finger. That should be sufficient as a pre-shave. And wash that off. And then the synthetic brush, we don't need to pre-soak, we just need to get it wet. So we're getting this wet. And then I like to start out rather dry, squeeze out most of the water, shake off a little more. And then I'm going to go right here into my little container. And I have an emesis basin full of hot water where I can dip into clean water and just keep adding more water as I see fit. And then once we have picked up enough soap out of here, we can transfer this over into my face. Get a little bit more water. The scent of Purazo Green is just absolutely my favorite. I haven't found anything that could replace it. I have found a few others that I really like, but for a daily, you know, unobtrusive, not too overpowering, not too strong, some menthol, or mentholated, I should say, some mentholated soaps, they are so strong that the menthol actually almost burns. And I think for the occasional, you know, special shave in the summer, that might be okay. But for a daily, you want it mild. And then this here is really kind of a fresh scent. Even my wife likes it, so this is like a win-win here. And when I try out a new razor, I always like to use a pre-shave slash soap combo where I know it works. Yeah, look at that. That's good enough, right? Very nice. Very puffy, soft, fresh, clean. All right, and get the razor wet. There you go. Oh yeah, from the underside here, you can see that there are nice big openings where the lather and the stubbles can, you know, push through. So it shouldn't get any clogging. Blade gap looks significant, but again, if we would do the imaginary line between the closed comb and the top, blade does not protrude or is right on the edge. So I would say this is a neutral. Now I have a hair in my... Oh, that's actually a bristle from my brush. I would say this is a neutral exposure. No positive, no negative. All right, and here we go. 2 days of growth. Very good. There is blade feel, that's important. For me at least. I like to feel the blade so I know if it's actually doing something. What do you guys think about the PAA Cube as a pre-shave? Have you guys tried this? I haven't tried it yet. I think I might want to. Or Razor Emporium also has a pre-shave. It's kind of like a soap or a stick, something like that, in a solid form that you just rub in your face. So far I've always only used the creamy type. Yeah, very good, very good. This here is really a very comfortable, gentle but efficient enough. So on my scale 1 to 5, this surely falls into the 1 category. Even in the 1 category, there are of course some nuances how a razor feels, but with all those nicely rounded off molded corners, it's very smooth on the skin. And this here is officially my first titanium razor. So if you compare it, let's grab 3 similar size razors. So I really only have 1 aluminum razor here, so we have to stick with a Hansen. The handle is a little longer. And then let's take one of those life bend stainless steel chunky handle and just compare the weights. So the Hansen would be the lightest, aluminum, 38 grams and some change. Then the titanium with the blade here is 56.5. And then the stainless steel chunky handle is over 100, 108. Yeah? So titanium falls right in the middle. It's stronger than aluminum, not as strong as steel. Lighter than steel, but not as light as aluminum. But overall, this has very good corrosion protection. Very sturdy, very tough material. Actually really tough to machine too. So first pass, and it has taken away 90%. Here, this is my densest section in my beard growth, and of course there's still some left. But I mentioned that before. There are a few different types of guys out there. Some like to only have one pass but be 95% done and just leave it like that for the day. And then there is the different approach where you do 2 or 3 passes, obviously. And then if I do 2 or 3 passes, I don't expect the razor to get it done to BBS in the first pass, right? So the result for the first pass here is more than sufficient. Very good, actually. And now we're going to lather up again. I leave whatever lather is left after my first pass on my face and just rub it in as if I'm applying a pre-shave again. I don't usually wash off in between. If you're new here and you have not tried Proraso Green or any of the other Prorasos, I have Proraso, the red is the sandalwood scent, also very nice. I just like the little mentholy, almost said flavor, scent, the best so far. But sandalwood is very, very nice as well. And some people say that the red Proraso is kind of the mildest, even though they also have the sensitive skin, the white. Anyways, so let's do across the grain now with our ghost, Yaqi ghost. Here, let's do a little bit Geo Fat Boy here. Get the sideburns a little bit more visible. Very nice. This is one of those razors I can pick up at 6 a.m., go over my face like half asleep and not be worried that I'm going to cut myself. Just the right weight. The handle, as you can see, I'm like right in this groove with my fingers, and it's like the perfect location. I keep talking about the leaf twig, how that is really my go-to in the morning. This could be a competition for my twig, or this is going to be a competition for my twig, because it's, I don't have to worry about anything. It's not an heirloom, $300 razor that I want to brush and clean afterwards and make sure that it's pristine. This is not going to oxidize, corrode, or do anything. And it's so gentle. While being efficient. They got this geometry between, the correlation between blade gap, blade exposure, all the angles. I also feel like it's very easy to find the right angle with this thing. I'm going right over my Adam's apple without bleeding, which is not always the case. You guys remember that there's quite a few videos, especially in the beginning, where I constantly hit my Adam's apple. This is good. There is a little bit left that, when you're shaving and your skin is kind of moist and your stubbles are kind of moist, they tend to be more pronounced sticking out and you can feel them. But if you let your skin dry off, so you rinse off, you put aftershave on, this would probably be a smooth shave, at least for a couple hours until, you get a little bit fresh growth. But this would be already acceptable to go to work. Perfectly fine. All right, we're going to do a third pass because we want to be smooth. And I also want to see how it performs here in my problem zones when we're going against the grain. But so far, I am very pleased. It is very gentle, but it has the efficiency to actually get the stubbles out of the way. The brush too, it has the backbone to really spread it out and do some lathering and get the soap going. I like it. I like it a lot. And then the handle is long enough. You have this bulbous end here to hold on to. I like the longer handles. Keeps my finger at least mostly out of the lather. There's some lather running down on the side, so I do have a little bit on my hands. But then also the combination with this handle design here that has all those horizontal lines. There's no slipping. It's not unpleasant to touch. It's not so sharp that it feels like you're grabbing sandpaper, but there is so much traction and grip, it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, just for demonstration purposes. Water, lather, it's not going to go anywhere. You can make a mess with your hand, and this handle is going to... Very good. All right, let's rinse that off a little bit. All right, let's do against the grain. It will always find a little bit left, right? I like the concept of first cool, second cool. There's the original Gear Adventure channel on YouTube, Nothing Fancy. He reviews all kinds of outdoor gear, firearms, whatever. And he always talks about the difference between first cool and second cool. First cool is the functionality of something and the features and the capabilities of a device. From that perspective, this is really high on my list here because it fulfills all the things that I'm looking for. It's rounded off, it's smooth, it's efficient, easy to find an angle, all the things. So all the features, capability is great. And then from a second cool perspective, which is pride of ownership, how it makes you feel, what it looks like, the design, you know, that has nothing to do with function. Second cool, of course, it's not super highly rated because it's, you know, I mean, everyone knows Yaqi, but it's still a no-name brand from China. We don't have this personal connection to something that, you know, if you own a Ford Fiesta, no offense, but if you own a Ford Fiesta, the pride of ownership is going to be different than if you own a Ferrari or a Porsche 911 or, you know, stuff like that. So here on this titanium razor, the second cool factor is low. Maybe the fact that they use titanium is a little bit more special, but it's, you know. Oh, we wanted to go against the grain down here. I'm talking too much. Easy going over my problem zones. Against the grain with no issues. I can even do some blade buffing down here without fear of irritation. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Very good. Very good. So yeah, I hope you guys get the point. Yeah, cool factor, first cool, great, you know, has all the features I look for. Second cool, you know, it's, you know, nothing, they probably make millions of those, is nothing special. The only second cool feature that I can find here is that it is titanium rather than zinc alloy. So it's a little bit more special than just a zinc razor. So, but overall, if you're looking for a titanium razor that is a budget option, this is about $140, $141, and I bet you if you wait for a AliExpress sale, you can get it for $120 or so, or maybe $110. This is really good. If you look for titanium razors that are made in the United States, we're probably looking at $250 to $300 for something comparable. And You know, I can't fail this here. Manufacturing looks good. Everything's rounded over. This, yeah. And there are some sharp edges where there are some sharp edges supposed to be, like here in the knurling or in this layer stuff here. Very nicely done. And engraved and serial numbered. I like it. All right, let's rinse off. All right, very nice. We got a very good result out of it. No, not a single nick. I'm super smooth. I could do blade buffing even down here with no fear of razor burn irritation. So a 3-pass shave with the grain, cross the grain, against the grain with no irritation or razor burn. That is pretty pleasant. And then of course, you know, my favorite soap. And now we're gonna apply my favorite aftershave. PAA Awesome Sauce gets really close. It's a close second, I would say. Also very mentholated. So I can't use that every day because it's just too strong. But the scent is good. And I think I remember Bill recommended that to me. Very good. Oh, love it. And then I also have the green Parasso aftershave balm. Look at that. Yeah, so I have to reorder this. This is definitely on my daily use list. I know that they make, this here is, how big is this? 100 milliliters. I think they make a 400 milliliter aftershave bottle, like a big old plastic bottle. I think I'm gonna get a big one. So yeah, what do I think? Last thoughts here, final thoughts on this razor. Very nice. It's $140, real titanium. There is no other material used other than this little silicone washer there. I think this is going to be a very good daily razor that you can use for years and years and years and years and throw it around and it's not going to break. It's, yeah, it's well made. It's well made. Obviously, you know, since there are thousands of those made and sold on AliExpress all over the world, this is not going to be a collector's item. It's not going to be an heirloom quality thing, but you will be able to keep this clean and without any signs of wear, corrosion, or anything for decades. And I like it. I really do like it. It's so smooth and so gentle on the skin. This is going to be competing for daily use with my twig now. So if I have a lot of growth, I go with my thorn. If I have only a little bit, or like the, you know, the daily shave, I do the twig because they are so smooth and rounded off and mild on the skin. And this one is now right up there with it. Another razor that I highly regard for, you know, how inexpensive it was, this $44 or $45 aluminum razor from the Razor Company. This one is a little bit more aggressive, but overall the design and the features that they built into this and using some stainless steel part in an aluminum razor, this was also pretty special. And this also has a spot in my daily rotation. Good one. Good one. I don't have much experience with other titanium razors. I will try to get my hands on some, you know, maybe US made alternatives. Maybe some manufacturers are going to be willing to send me some review samples of their titanium razors so we can kind of start venturing out into that territory a little bit. But for now, this was a good start and very impressive shaving result. I love it. Anyways, guys, so don't want to forget to mention here, let's rinse off the handle a little bit. This Yaqi brush. They are also fairly inexpensive for what they are. They have decent knots on it. I wouldn't say it's as nice a knot as on my little Simpson here. And I'm still eyeballing the Simpson M7. Simpson, if you're watching, if you want to sponsor a shave and send me an M7 with a synthetic knot, that would be great. They are pretty pricey, like $70, $80, $90 for a Simpson. So I can't buy too many of those, but this is really a good alternative for daily use. And you know, after 3-4 years, probably the knot is going to start falling apart, and then you just get a new one. You know, get another Nautilus underwater motif. They don't really give those brushes names, So I can't tell you exactly what the model number is. Just go on AliExpress and look around. Those are pretty good brushes, I would say. Alrighty guys, that's it. That was the first shave with one of the razors in that big box that we got from Yaqi. Again, want to say thank you to Grace, who emailed with me, and she sent me this whole box. I have a box full of Yaqi razors here sitting next to me. I'm going to mix them in, and we're going to take a look at the Ultima Slant and the Ultima Open Comb and the Telstar Stainless Steel. So look forward to that, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.